So with respect to consumer finance loans offered by car title lenders, these are loans that when you're talking to legislators, you may want to mention the following things. One, these are regulated lenders that are getting a license to offer an unregulated product. Firstly, this probably shouldn't be allowed in the first place, and I think they may not be allowed to do it. However, the Bureau of Financial Institutions is giving them the license to offer these unregulated loans, even though anything else they offer is regulated. So it's very much confusing to borrowers, and most borrowers, actually every single borrower that we've come across, thought that they had a car title loan, which is a regulated product, as opposed to a consumer finance loan that for any that are over $2,500 is completely unregulated, i.e. there are no rules at the state level that have anything to do with these loans. They're just whatever the borrower and the lender agree to. This means that these loans could be a 5,000% loan, and as long as it's over $2,500, that would be completely fine. So that's the first point. The second point is that most of these lenders are pushing borrowers, most of the lenders that offer consumer finance loans that are normally car title lenders, they're pushing borrowers into this $2,500 and over category. This is because they know that it's an unregulated space, they can charge whatever they want, and they can repossess whenever they want. They can basically do everything that the Virginia Motor Vehicle Title Loan Act, which all of you helped us pass in 2010, it means that they are allowed to do away with all of the rules and regulations that they are supposed to follow and do whatever they want. I think when you have a whole pool of lenders who are following the law, and then you allow for a small portion of them to decide to completely thumb their nose at the law, it causes a situation where why wouldn't everybody just stop following the law? And if you have that precedent, why wouldn't you do that on everything? So I think it's a slippery slope, and it's really important that all loans in Virginia are regulated. That way, people have some place to complain to. They know that there are rules that they have to follow as a borrower and that the lender has to follow as the lender, and that they can count on those rules, and they have a place where they can file complaints. They have a knowledge and a sort of familiarity that they can understand what they're getting themselves into, or at least they have a better chance of knowing what they're getting themselves into if all the rules of the road are laid out clearly in the law, and that all lenders have to follow some sort of rules. The other thing is that they are violating all of these things that the Car Title Loan Act normally wouldn't allow. So the Car Title Loan Act says that they can't loan for more than 50% of the value of the vehicle, but we see on a regular basis that they are offering loans that are well above the sale price for this loan, over leveraging the borrower. And in that case, the borrower may pay money, but if they for some reason fail in the loan, which is quite common because these are hundreds of percent interest on these loans in many cases, it means that they then have paid money to the lender, but they also may lose their vehicle. And so it means that they've over-leveraged themselves, so what they owe to the lender, even after the vehicle may be sold at auction, is something that may be unaffordable for the person, obviously, if they were having trouble paying on this high-interest loan. And so it means that they not only lost their vehicle, but then they still owe money to the lender, and may be taken, a judgment may be taken out against them, or even worse, a garnishment in the end, which will further reduce their ability to cover their expenses, which is one of the reasons they went to the lender in the first place. The other thing is that these loans can go on for longer than 1 year, trapping borrowers into much higher interest. So the $3,000 motor vehicle title loan is capped at 264%, but it's limited to 1 year, whereas the consumer finance loan of the same amount maybe 160% interest or somewhere around then, but you're paying it for 2 years. And so you end up actually paying more in interest across that 2-year period than you would have if you only had a 1-year loan. So when you talk to legislators, these loans are also not needed, because essentially what we want to do is make sure that everything is regulated. And so the very, very easy fix is to just say, how about we take the $2,500 cap off of consumer finance loans so that the 36% cap covers any kind of consumer finance loan. That way, car title lenders stay car title lenders, and consumer finance companies stay consumer finance companies. Seems pretty simple.